What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone for a post-day live show as we usually do. No Norbert today. It's Malik, or actually Malik has been on a lot of times, but normally it's
hmm
three or just Norbert. Today it's just Malik. How are you doing on this Sunday evening?
Good. Honestly, I just watched the Fiorentina Inter game, and yeah, I'm not too pleased. Very frustrated by Fiorentina. So.
I didn't watch the Inter game because I was on with Alberto from the Juvecast. I recorded a podcast for tomorrow and a preview for Thursday. But while we were recording the preview, he said, "Oh, it's a pen," and yeah, he missed it. I saw the pen, just after
Oh
that.
no, horrible,
Yeah,
horrible,
Milik would be
horrible,
proud.
horrible.
That's all I have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
say.
It reminded me of Milik's pen against Bologna.
Um, yeah, we're gonna preview the game, but like everything is going their way at this moment in time. It feels like title wise,
hmm
basically, and we had it with 9 years. A lot of things, not luck, but like things happen, and you're like, yeah, we're gonna win it. But it's not over until it's over. We're gonna talk about Impoli and what all the things that happened with that game or didn't happen with that game. So a lot of things to go through in a short amount of time, but in general, what is your feeling coming out of that game? The day after, how do you feel?
Well, the timing of it was very, very bad, I must say. In terms of the should have Milik been benched and whatnot. All right, I've, the red card was very stupid. Let me get that out of the way. But I still think Yildiz should have started because the continuity must be there before the Inter game. If you were to give Milik a chance, I think you should do it after the Inter game and not the week before. You get what I'm trying to say? I'm not
Yeah.
saying no to rotation and whatnot. I'm just saying, just if it ain't broke, don't fix it because like things need to remain as they are heading into that game and dropping points at home against Empoli of all teams wasn't on my bingo card, I must say.
Yeah, I don't think that was on anyone's bingo card. People say, "Oh, in hindsight, it's easy to say not play Yildiz, yeah, not play but play Milik." Could be, but I said it pre-game. like, I was like, nobody asked for this. I'm not sure what this is all about. Like, is he good enough to beat Empoli? Yeah, obviously, but if we play Salernitana next Sunday, I could have lived with it more, pre-game, and that was before the red card. I was like, we play Sunday against Inter. It's all about momentum. Keep that good vibe in the team. Keep it rolling. Just keep it rolling. All injuries, hey, injuries are part of the game. Like, are you gonna pull players now because you're scared of them getting injured? It's part of it. If it happens, it happens. You don't control that because now I don't want to jinx it. You can step on that field first minute against Inter and he gets injured. Then what? Then like nothing changed. You know what I mean? So you cannot control injuries, and the rest. Oh, he needs rest. Yildiz doesn't play 90 minutes, and we play once a week. I don't want to hear about rest. Like, we're not in a position to hand out charity minutes at this moment in time, especially not ahead of a big game against Inter. We fumbled it a little bit. Like, the setup was perfectly, and we fumbled it. Like, the setup was so good, and we messed it up. That's what is. Um, on Milik, I need to keep it. I need to keep it clean, I guess. I tweeted out he should not be starting a game anymore this season. Starting, not playing, starting, because with what he did on Sunday, on Saturday, he does like he told me he doesn't understand um, the moment of the game, the moment we are in as a club this season. He didn't understood it. That's what he told me, and I cannot trust you to start a game anymore at this moment in time. I just can't. I cannot take any risk. That's how I'm viewing it because that was idiotic what he did. Like, it made no sense. I watched it back today and I was like, what was the point? Like, what was actually the point of making that tackle? I don't know what he was trying to achieve. Like, that's the weird part. I'm not sure what he was trying to achieve. Like, I'm when I saw that, I was like, you don't get it. You do not get the moment we're in as a club at this moment in time. You let your teammates bit down big time, and fans can say, "Oh, players make mistakes, and they will learn about it, and blah blah blah, all those things." And I'm like, yes, players make mistakes. However, that mistake unacceptable, unacceptable, and I will call it out. Oh, he will learn. He's 30 years old. He's not gonna learn. Like he's not a kid. Stop. Also this fan base. If something doesn't go right, they always want to see everything rosy and all good. It's okay to be pissed. Like it's okay. Like that's what it's all about. I think a lot of fans were not around post Serie B. I think they just joined. I think people just joined. I really do. Or they also missed the last 9 years when we won. I don't think they were around as well. Sometimes I have that feeling because standards are different.
Yeah,
There's no room to critique certain things. You kind of need to accept everything. I'm like, this is not it. Milik played. He messed up. He needs to own up to it. Yes, he owned up to it. Like, oh, he made a an Instagram post. Yeah, like he was not coming out and saying I don't give a shit. Like he's not gonna say that. He's obviously gonna say I
yeah,
didn't want to do that. Like, yeah, like I don't care. He put that out. Like, you better be pissed that you messed up. But I'm not gonna retake that statement. Like he didn't understand the moment of the game of the season as well. That was it, and I was like, I cannot really trust you at this moment in time. That's how I felt.
yeah. It makes a lot of sense. It just when I saw that challenge, the moment it happened, I just sank to my stomach, thinking, "Oh, this isn't good." It just even like you look at the position where it happened, how he lost the ball, how he miscontrolled it, and just lunged in like that. And that, as you said, in that moment of the game, in the 15th minute, is so needless, and it set the tone for the rest of the game. Sure, we did take the lead, but oh no, it was never gonna be easy since then.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. And this comment saying, will you say the same thing if it was Keza and Vlahovic? Yes, yes.
Obviously, yeah, if a
Yes,
stupid challenge
but
is a stupid
certain
challenge.
players do have more credit in the bank. It's not going to change the fact that I'm going to stick with my opinion. I saw opinions about Buffon against Lecce in the first season. I was like,
No, I
are we
saw that. Yeah.
comparing Buffon to Milik? Is that what we're trying to do? Because again, certain players have credit in the bank. If we are going to do that, check me out. I want to be part of that situation because that's what I meant early on with somehow, some way, we can go out. We can play Inter. Uh, kind of messed up the camera angle here. We can play Inter. We can get smoked like we got smoked last season against Napoli, and you will still have people coming out. Oh, calm down. We are having a good season, And it's like, yeah, like even yesterday, our top four is the goal. I don't like top four is default. It's default. Like we have a coach on 9 million euros a season. We're Juve. I don't want to go into the season and top four is a goal. Like top four is just a default thing. Like there's no risk of falling out of the top four. Have you seen the state of the league? Like we made
Yeah.
top four last season without all the crap that was going around. By the way, we still made it with all the insecurities and points deductions and points back. We still managed to finish top four. So that was never a question. That was never a thing about our top four. And when Allegri comes out, don't forget the goal was finishing top four, and we need to look at place five. I'm like, you're 20 points ahead or something on Fiorentina. Like,
Yeah.
what are we talking about? Like, what are we actually talking about? Everybody changes it. Everybody kind of believes in the title, and that's what you need to own up to it. I'm not blaming Allegri for the red card, by the way. I'm not even blaming him for playing Milik. I just said pre-game I would not play Milik. That's what I said. And people, you say one thing and people flip it. Oh, you said you blamed Allegri. I didn't blame Allegri one bit about the decision. I understand why he made the decision. I would have not made it. I don't agree with it. I would have changed. I would have changed nothing. Up front. That's the only thing I said. That's it. What I do blame him for is his subs in the game. You give Yildiz 12 minutes and Junior, like, that's not enough. Like, that's just not enough. And the funny thing is, when they came on, Like because after like start second half, Vlahovic scored, and a good 5-8 minutes after that Vlahovic goal, I was like, we're probably gonna get another one here, and then we fell off completely, and um, we we never looked like we were going to score until Yildiz and Junior came on, and those were players that were not gonna be like, I'm just gonna play it sideways. Those were players looking at the opponents and be like, I'm gonna attack you. I'm gonna make you have doubts. I'm gonna cause some chaos in the box because nobody's doing that. And post game, I saw an entire thread and discussion about Yildiz and Junior coming on, excuse me, uh, put the team's balance off. I was like, what? Like, what balance are we talking about here? Like, the only balance was that Empoli had possession. That was the only balance in that game. They were not good. They were very poor side Empoli. Like, they're very low quality in that squad. They do. And I need to give Nicola credit because he's kind of working miracles because that's not a good squad they have. Um, but the subs, I think that was the issue. Like, there was no intent to really impact that game, was it?
Subs came in very late as well. I
Yeah,
expected Yildiz to come on way earlier than he did, honestly.
12 minutes. I call that.
Mm,
People do like
that's
the video.
garbage minutes, as you say.
Yeah, yeah. People
Mhm.
do like the video. Hit that like button, please. Let's get to 50 likes for this live. Should be easy with the rewatch and people watching now. So hit that like button. Allegri did not lose us that game period. Well, we didn't lose, but the fact that you said lost kind of tells me it feels like a loss, and I know how you
It
feel
does
now. I
feel
know
like a
how you
lot.
really feel. People try to mask it, but on the comments you can go look. So many people said, "Oh, this is a big loss," and I needed to repeat. We didn't lose. We didn't lose that game. It feels like a loss. That's the big issue. It felt like a loss because it is Empoli and Inter had like we all had that figured out. We win, put pressure on Inter, blah blah blah, all those things. But the question is, down to 10 men, Empoli at home. Should we still have won that game? Should we still have had more, you know, pressure on Empoli, created more, like any sort of those things, or do you like 75 minutes against a team with 10 men? It's very difficult.
It is very difficult, regardless. We have enough quality to beat Empoli, but just it literally as soon as we were down to 10 men, they had all the possession. I thought they were gonna score. At one point, I was thinking, "Oh, we're just gonna concede here," and we didn't. We did take the lead, but yeah, it was always gonna be tough. Even after we scored, just and Empoli generally just had control over the game, and that says everything. Really.
Yeah, I was extremely disappointed. Yes, the red card, but we went 1-0 up. I'm like, we're just gonna see this out, and the goal we conceded was poor. It was coming, and it
Yeah,
wasn't coming in terms of Chesney was under pressure, but I was like, they just need one deflected shot because they got a lot of space in and around the box without real pressure. I was like, it's gonna happen. At one point, we're gonna concede a stupid goal, and it was a good goal, by the way, but it was stupid in terms of like nobody really said, you know what, I'm gonna step out here. I'm gonna say no, just play it backwards. And I was like, oh man, this is not good, to drop points. And now the big question is, uh, how is this gonna impact the team, heading into Sunday? Because it didn't help that Inter beat Fiorentina. It's 2 points now back on top, right? But they have a game in hand, or is it 1 point back on top? It's 1 point.
no, it's 1 point, but
It's
they
one
have a
point,
game.
and they have a game in hand and at home against Atalanta. But the script flipped to you go to the Miazza with 1 point ahead. Yes, they have a game in hand, but that's a pressure to they're a point ahead. They can kill us off. They can kill us off on Sunday.
Yeah, they have
And
the chance to.
they have a chance to tell us, hey, it's over, because it's 4 points if we win. If we win our game in hand, it's seven, good luck making up that ground. You're probably not going to make up that ground, you know.
It's a bit
Um,
too much. Seven, even at this point in the season, seven is, especially with their form. I don't know.
yeah, and the things going their way, like missing pants and Verona missing a pen late, and like all those things. It is what it is. So now the big question is, how are the players going to react to it? Because I think that, like, this is a big blow. I know they try to downplay it, excuse me, but I've seen Vlahovic post game. There's no, like, you cannot downplay it. We've seen like he was
Yeah, he
pissed
was pissed. He was pissed.
because he knew this, like, this was not allowed to happen. This was not at home against Empoli, ahead of the Inter game. This was an absolute no go. That's the face Vlahovic made, or like his body language screamed, "We messed up here. Like, we messed up big time." That's what his body language kind of screamed. And do you have that feeling? Like, do you think we messed up against Empoli, or is it too early? Are you like, I need to see what happened against Inter before I can make that statement?
I feel like it wasn't necessary to beat Empoli to just, you know, beat Empoli, go into Inter with pressure on them. Because think about it now, if even if we beat them, which by the way I'm very doubtful of, if we beat them and they win their game in hand, they're still gonna be top of the table. Sure, it's gonna be like what 2 points, but yeah, if we had we won against Empoli and we beat them next week, all the cards would be in our hands. But we just made it harder on ourselves. So.
Like, it can go a lot of ways next week. It can go really, like, it can go
Yeah,
in so many ways next week. RB Combs is saying the players show their mental strength even after a red card. I don't really like. I would agree if we would have won that game, but we didn't win that game. So I will disagree with that. Also, it's still Impoli. I I need to see, like, mental strength will be tested Sunday. That's it.
yeah.
That's the game where we will come out of it and be like, you know what? These players are just gonna fight for it until the end. Even if they fall short, they're not gonna, like, it's not gonna fall. Like, they're not gonna give up, or like give up. It's not gonna be over. That's the only thing. Like, we're only gonna see that on Sunday. That's it. Like, that's the proof, because it's the biggest game for the last 3 years, and actually for certain players, the biggest game of their career. Yeah, Yildiz, Gatti, like, it won't get bigger at this moment in time than Sunday.
Mhm. And I do agree that the one thing I praise the squad this year is the mental strength, which has greatly improved since last season. But yeah, as Ali said, let's see if it really matters on Sunday. We'll see how far this mental strength this
Yeah,
season that we've built has come on Sunday. So yeah, that's gonna tell me everything about this team.
I agree. I agree. That's what it's all about on Sunday. Um, we're gonna preview that 100% because I previewed it with Alberto Thursday. That video Thursday, also Anthony from Inter Worldwide. He will be on as well. I will do my preview. I will try to do a video on the midfield battle, and just compare the season as well. So a lot of previews and build up towards that game, because it is massive for our season. Because, like I said, if we finish second, third, or fourth, I don't care.
It's the same thing. It's the
I
same
don't
thing.
care. Oh, seedings in the Champions League. I fine. People do like the video. A lot of people watching, but only 9 likes, which is weird. So hit that like button. But if we've, like, 10 years from now, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say, oh, remember when we were in a title race? No, we've not won it. We move on. I don't care if you finish second. I just wanna. My expectation was this. This was my expectation this season. Play once a week. I was like, we need to be in a title race and we need to keep it respectable. And as of now, it's still respectable. So we're on pace for my expectation. So when people say, oh, you need to praise Allegri and all those things more, I'm like, not really, because this was my expectation. He's not doing anything I was not expecting. I said at the season, this is what needs to happen. You make it happen now. And I said, win the Coppa Italia, which should be on the board now.
Oh,
You're the best team
we're
in it.
favorites for that. Yeah,
You're
we're
massively
definitely
favorites. I don't want
favorites
to
for
hear, oh, Lazio are good or in the final. You're the favorite. Period. Like, it is what it is. So those were my expectations, and he's on pace for that. Um, so I did give him his credit as well, but it's okay to call certain things. I do have a lot of worries, even when we win games. I do have worries because at the end of the season, let's say we don't win the league, and you need to make a decision, excuse me, based on the question is, what I saw this season, is that good enough to build a sustainable team on? That will probably be the question if we don't win the league. You know, even if we win the league, but it will probably be the question if we don't win the league more so than if we win. That's what needs to be answered, and that's why I still have so many question marks still, because I don't feel it's that, you know, is that way. I don't feel that's actually out there. That what we've been showing now is sustainable long term. You know, the only thing that's sustainable is the mentality about it. You know, that we're a tough team to beat. You know, we kept the streak alive according to Allegri. Um, that's the real positive of the season. You know, but just pure quality wise, not really. Like, and it's not about, playing sexy football. It's just it's a lot of individual stuff. You know, and it at one point you need to have more, like you need to have answers. What if you go back down 10 men? You know, can you fall back on certain things? What if your opponent goes back to 10 to 10 men? Do you have things to fall on uh, against? And against Sanitana, I didn't see those things. Like, it was a cross, but it wasn't like we were peppering Sanitana consistently, and it was like, okay, um, this is what we have built on the entire season. You know, we know the drill. That's my only worry, even if we win games. Let me
Yeah,
see.
yeah, and there were so many games where we just looked like we were gonna draw, but managed to win somehow. Think Frosinone, think Salernitana, think Verona.
Yeah,
So yeah, this time it didn't work. I really like in the last 10 minutes, just because of how the trend that we were following this season. Like a part of me really believed that we were gonna go and score like a 90th minute winners with 10 men.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, because like everything pointed to that. Everything we've done this season just pointed to that.
Yeah. Um, how's the saying? Every time we drop points, it feels like it's a terrible draw or loss. Besides maybe Inter, why is that? Because we play expiring football, which is simply not sustainable if there's no result. It's that I can see where you're coming from that aspect. I do. Um, it's fair to say it's fair to make that comment. It's fair to make that comment. Like, are we enjoyable to watch? No. Like, if somebody really enjoys this to watch, like, it's enjoyable because you pick up the points. It's not
Yeah.
enjoyable to really watch. You know, if anyone really believes that, yeah, man, like, if that's what you're about, like, that's cool. But like, I would say the majority will be like, no, it's good to watch because you pick up the points and you're a fan. But like, let's say you're a neutral, you're not gonna say, I'm gonna stay at home this day because gonna watch Juve. You're not gonna do that, if you're not a fan of this club, But we kind of knew what was all about this season, basically. So
This
it,
is who we are. This is just who we are.
yeah, this is who we are. So
And plus, it's kind of in the club's identity in a way. Just
it
to,
is. I think it is, but
yeah,
I think this is a bit extreme now.
yeah. This is definitely extreme. Like it can be taken out of context.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh, winning is the only important thing, but also winning well is
yeah. I
what they mean. But like winning with by the scrape of your teeth constantly is, you know, obviously winning is beautiful and stuff. But, that's stressful. It leaves you a bit concerned. Like what if, like it just leaves you thinking of possible scenarios in which it can go wrong.
Yeah, yeah. That's basically it. So, um, let's talk the last 10 minutes or so about Inter. Or like, let's do a quick preview because other than that game, like against Empoli, like the big topics we kind of discussed, and they are what they are. Do we want to talk about Vlahovic, who didn't have an easy game, especially like in that first half. Uh, like, he was anonymous after that card. Not just him, but we couldn't keep hold of the ball. Even the second half, it wasn't easy for him as well to play. But he got his goal. I think that's the positive out of that game, that he's firing, which is good because we need it on Sunday. But going into the Inter game,
Definitely.
what type of game are you expecting? More so from Inter than from us, because I think we all know what kind of game we're gonna play. But what do you expect from Inter? Basically from kickoff.
Uh, I don't know because like my mind thinks back to the game at home where it was such a cagey affair and until we're holding back, we were holding back. But because they're at home, I just think they're gonna go for it. I don't know. I have a feeling they're just gonna pin us back and generate a ton of chances. Although, yeah, I don't know. It depends on our approach as well.
I, I think Inter are gonna come out flying.
Yeah,
I
yeah. I
think.
think that too. Like, should I give my prediction for the game itself? Or?
Yeah, you can. Like, I'm not gonna give my prediction until
Yeah,
Friday. I think.
I'll just give mine since I won't be on until after the game. I think it's gonna be a draw. I think it's gonna be 0-0 or 1-1. But a part of me is scared. Like I don't know, I have this thing in my mind that they're gonna thrash us 3-1 or something. So I hope that's not the case. Though.
If uh, LJJ is saying if we win next week, we will be in the title race. I think yeah, like that's a statement. You like
Yeah,
next
hundred
week
percent.
there are
That's a
three
statement.
scenarios on the table. If we lose, I think it's kind of done. I like the small belief I have will probably disappear completely. If we win, that belief will be boosted. That belief I have. If we draw, but we get absolutely peppered, but we still find a way, I will be like. But if we pick up just a point, and it's a very flat game, in a game where Inzaghi again doesn't say let's go for the kill, I will come out of that game and I'm like, are you sure you want to play that game with Allegri? Like, do you want to let us hang around for so long? Because if we do so, if you let us hang around for that long, it will be a problem, in my opinion. It will be a problem. It will be a problem. So, um, it's it's a lot of different scenarios out there, and I don't know. I need time to say my preview because I don't think it's impossible. I don't think that we go out there and be like, oh, we're gonna absolutely trash. We have absolutely no chance. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case at all. So we need to see how that goes through the week. Like, is Rabiot fit enough to start? Is Chiesa gonna be in the bench? Like a lot of things, but you always have a shot. You always have a shot. You never know. Basically, like it's not we're going to Man City vibes or Liverpool away.
No, yeah,
It's still okay. We won at Inter with shittier teams. I think they won with much shittier teams at the stadium, like or at home. Like it's football, so it's not completely scrap it away. Like it's done. It's not like that, but it's yeah, man. It's a big week. It's a big week, and I'm gonna preview it so many times this week, so many different angles. It's massive.
yeah. It's season defining,
It is
definitely.
season
Although they'll
defining.
play it down. Although Allegri will say, "Oh, this game isn't fundamental
Now
for
we
this."
know what it's all about. We know what it's all
Yeah,
about.
we know what he means. He keeps poking at them even during the week. I saw a
As
quote.
yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, man. Like I said, people wasn't gonna be a very long one, um, because I spoke so much on the Empoli. Like we need to move on from Empoli now. I think it's too much. The only thing that was kind of keep people still on their toes was what is Inter going to do against Fiorentina. That's on day one, so we know what it's all about on Sunday, and that's what we're going to preview all week long.
I don't know how Fiorentina didn't get a point out of that.
Yeah, I didn't watch, so I cannot really say I
I
don't agree.
watched it minute for minute.
Okay,
They
I didn't.
created way more chances than Inter. Missed a penalty
Yeah, okay.
and
That the pen miss is
yeah,
obvious, but I didn't watch
yeah,
the game because like I said, I was recording with Alberto. I don't need to watch Inter ahead of next week because I know what Inter is about, and also they were without Çalhanoğlu and Barella, so it wasn't really
yeah.
gonna
They
be a
were there.
reflection of next week. So
Definitely.
um, that's it. I'm gonna wrap this one up. People do like the video tomorrow. First part of the podcast with Julian, that will be out. With Julian, with Alberto from the Juve cast, and on Thursday I will have the preview with Alberto coming out, and I will be live with Anthony from Inter Worldwide. So a lot of previews. I will do my preview on Friday, I think, because I'm out on Saturday. Anine asked for a video comparing our midfield to theirs midfield to Inter's midfield. Working on that. Hopefully, I can get that out as well. So that's what it's all gonna be this week. A lot of build up. Hopefully, it's not all for nothing and with all disappointing, because the following week, if it's disappointing, it's gonna be bad. Like it will give me,
We're gonna go back to misery hours.
yeah, it will take me back to next season, maybe to last season, probably, which
Yeah.
was terrible. But I'm gonna wrap this one up, people. So like the video. Let's get to 50 likes. No, I said 40. Oh no, I said 50. So like the video now, and if you're rewatching, please like it. Thanks, Malik, for coming on for
Of course.
a short one. The next one will be very long. The
I'd
next one,
imagine, yeah.
no
Definitely.
matter how it goes, it will be a lot of things to discuss.
Yeah, it's gonna be a two hour live probably.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big one, because no matter how it goes, we will probably have
Yeah,
a
no,
lot of
Norbert
different.
has to be here for that one.
He
Norbert
will
has
be
to
there.
be
You will not miss. Like, there will be a lot of
here.
scenarios out there, like no matter how the result goes. But
Yeah.
thanks for hopping on for this one again, um, as always. And yeah, man, people, thanks for joining. Like the video, and I will see you guys live again Tuesday, but with the podcast tomorrow.